Welcome to Paranormal Crossings Into the Light. I'm Aaron Collins.
I'm James Mitchell.
And we also have from very far away, well, not that far away, but St. Helens, Oregon, which is Halloween Town. We have, today he is Mr. Black.
Yes, Mr.
So,
Black.
do we have you online?
It's
right.
over there. Yeah, I'm here, Jim.
How's it going down there?
Oh, we are doing pretty good. Currently, we are coming up last in the polls, but it is a busy day here. A lot of people coming through, a lot of good costumes.
Well, do you have Deadpool and Spider-Man there yet?
Yeah, I'm here. So,
we're kind of losing him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like you said last night, it's all fun and games, and we had a great interview with the Swamp Monster, and he was great, and so did a little smack talk regarding Jack Sparrow. I did see some numbers. Yeah, it's but you know what? It's there. Everybody's having fun down there, I'm sure. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to make it this morning, but last night we definitely had a lot of fun. Got to go into the Klondike, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But how are the people down there? Is there a lot of folks down there with you?
He's really breaking up bad. So, does he have a cell phone? Let's get his cell phone number off air, or we'll get it and then we'll call him because we can't. That's.
Yeah, I'm gonna message him right now, and so if you want to
send me the phone number, we'll dial him up.
I'll do that right now. So if you want to talk a little bit about what you saw, and tell the viewers.
I was down there. If you haven't been down there yet, get down to St. Helens, down in by the courthouse, the old courthouse. They got the Spirit of Halloween Town going on. Darrin's running for Spirit of Halloween Town mayor. Voting goes till 4:00, and when I was down there earlier, he literally was in last place. He had like only 14 votes. We've kind of been pimping him out a little bit.
Pimping him out, all right.
Yeah, absolutely, need to. I was like, hey, get over here, stand there helping him, kind of waving him around, try to bring in some votes. But yeah, he was kind of telling me a little bit about your guys' adventures last night there, getting some footage and going into the Klondike. And what I really liked about that was the owners actually, by my understanding, is they're going to keep the name of Klondike.
Yes.
So keeping it with the heritage, they're going to bring it back to its former glory.
Yeah.
And, bring it back to the way it was, not,
right.
All the new stuff, nowadays. And I'm really intrigued. I heard about a pianist.
Oh my gosh. I have some pictures actually. We'll bring those up here a little bit later. And we didn't even expect to go in. We were just going to go and check out some haunted locations because you and I had talked about talking about some haunted locations in St. Helens. And so with Darrin and Kayla, his wife.
I think we got Darrin on the phone.
Oh, we do. All right. Mr. Black, are you with us?
I am finally with you. Internet reception's a little spotty down here, so we've had to go with phone call.
Yes.
But it'll suffice for now, I guess.
Yes, sir. We can definitely understand you now. It's not as bad as it was. So.
Yeah, Town Square is a bit of a dead spot anyway, so.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about the crowd. So what's the vibe down there? A lot of families.
Something's dinging. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
There's a lot of families down here. It's pretty hopping. We're still campaigning. Last time I looked, we were pretty much dead last, but we are making a comeback.
Good. Well, good. And what's the What's the race like between you and the other mayors or the people that are running for, or monsters, or whatever you
Are
want to
you
call you
basically
all?
still ahead of Captain Jack Sparrow?
No, I was ahead of Captain Jack Sparrow. Then I fell behind. Then I went back up, and then I think I'm behind again. It's a seesaw battle. He took off for about an hour to go have lunch with a celebrity, and while he was gone, we were out here hitting the campaign trail.
Nice.
Well, I know when I was down there, he was trying to get some of Captain Jack Sparrow's deckhands, so to speak.
That's the way to do it.
We actually got some of the pirates to vote. It may have been a pity vote, but we got them to vote.
That's
Nice.
Awesome. Well, good.
Great.
Well, I haven't seen the booths that you all have. I did see the Swamp Monster. Is that his name, Swamp Monster?
The Trojan Swamp Monster. Yeah,
Trojan.
That's him.
What a nice guy. I mean, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but yeah, what a great monster. But anyways, I didn't get to see all of his booth. I know that he had something set up last night when we were out there. And so I can't imagine what it looks like today, and I can't imagine what yours looks like. So you'll have to send us some pictures, and we'll post that on Facebook and all that later on today.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I do know I brought in some sidewalk chalk from the kids, and
nice.
I've been doing graffiti out on the road. No pirate, just say no to Sparrow. Vote here.
Mr. Black's got your back.
There you go.
Mr. Black's got your back.
It's like an all-out war out there. That's great. I love it.
Oh, it is the other contestants and myself against Mr. Sparrow. It is a knockdown, drag-out fight.
4 against 1.
and then if I had been able to edit that footage properly from last night, I mean, you and the Trojan Swamp Monster, it was like an all-out WWE SmackDown, just smack talking Jack Sparrow. It was hilarious. And then you did it on Facebook Live, which he actually commented. And
yeah, he did.
And so, what was it? And now, and for all the viewers and listeners right now, you guys are all friends behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
So it's all in fun and games. So yeah.
Yeah, we're all just out here having a good time. We're entertaining. I've yet to pull out the jar of dirt and run past his booth.
Nice.
Still waiting on Deadpool and Spider-Man to show up to help me out.
Nice.
What? They're not there yet?
So, well, I just saw them walking around, but everybody stops them. So.
Oh, of course. And what a great team. And I mean, I had the privilege of meeting them and getting to know them a little bit and a few years ago, and you know where. So, yeah. And so that was great. But they are awesome, and they do don't they do a lot of charity work as well together?
They kind of do a little work here and there, but they are a father and son duo. So.
Yeah. Oh, they're incredible.
They try to hang out as often. They don't do the organized groups. They do just the two of them come out here and do their thing and, make the kids smile. And that's kind of what their bag is. That's all they really want to do is make the kids happy.
That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, that's totally what it's all about. It's not about the egos or anything else. I mean, these guys, they wear their masks, they come down, they entertain the kids, they get into character, and then they go home, take off the mask, take off the suits, and go back about the business.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about Halloween Town, where this is, and how long this is running. And then one other thing.
How did it start?
Yeah, that's a good question. And then we'll talk a little bit about whoever wins this mayor race. What do you win? And go from there. Yeah, what's the duties?
All right, so Spirit of Halloween Town actually started with the Disney made-for-TV movie Halloween Town, which was filmed in the town square. And then there was a few years afterwards, the city basically just wanted to celebrate the fact that Halloween Town was a very beloved movie, is, part of our heritage here in town. So we started doing Spirit of Halloween Town festivals. They go all month long, every single weekend. This weekend is basically we've got the lady who played Sophie from the original movie is here. She's across from us a little bit in the gazebo doing meet and greets.
From which movie?
Halloween Town. Sophie.
Halloween Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Sophie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
she's doing meet and greets, and we've had the Dancing Witches on. We've had a couple street performers.
Nice.
You can probably hear the music behind me. It's a pretty large party atmosphere.
Nice.
The Halloween Town, Spirit of Halloween Town mayor, basically you light up the big pumpkin at night. Tonight it's going to be done by Sophie. Because of COVID, we can't do the pumpkin lighting every single Saturday, so it's just a one-night deal. Basically, you're just kind of going for votes, and you get a sash, a key to the city, and you get to be here and judge costume contests, and kind of just promotes goodwill and a family environment.
Nice. Now, if you don't win, then do you still continue going each Saturday, or how does that work?
Oh, you can always keep coming as often as you want, but the mayor gets like the behind the scenes look, if you would. You're in charge of the costume contest and everything else, and kind of just making a good showing.
Nice. Well, and to be honest, we, like I was saying before, we had you and I and Kayla were just walking around. I was trying to get some footage for us for today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring the footage, but did bring some pictures, which hopefully we can show later. But during the show, and to our surprise, we went to the Klondike, and we were able to actually go in and have dinner, which we had no idea that they were actually open. And they are it's a soft open? Is that what they said for the month of October?
Yeah, it's soft open weekends all month of October. The end of the month, they're going to be doing the haunted tours, living history.
Right.
And I actually met the lady who will be downstairs doing the living history portion of it.
Nice.
And which is weird because I asked her, I said, no, you know about the downstairs basement, right? And I said that's where the alleged abortion room is. And there's a woman's ghost down there who is crying, she's pining away for her baby that she had to give up.
Mm.
And because she committed suicide. Of course, that was the feeling that I got off the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not a confirmed, because some things in town have never been confirmed.
Right.
And her part of the living history is actually a woman who was killed back in the 80s out this direction. Her fiance did not want to have a kid, so he brutally killed her and basically gave a pretty bad home abortion.
Wow. Near the Klondike?
No, it was actually up in the hills here.
Okay. Wow.
But I just kind of looked at her and went, so you're playing the role of a woman who was murdered because she wanted to have the baby, but her husband gave her the home abortion.
Wow.
You're going to be in the basement of the hotel where the primary ghost in the basement was a woman who didn't want to give up her baby.
Wow.
I'm like, how is this? This is just nuts. This is just crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that and the
say,
spirit activity down there.
That's just kind of asking for some trouble.
It is, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
right. I don't think the people that are putting the thing together have put two and two together on the character they're introducing.
Yeah.
With the situation that's there, but it's also kind of a trigger object.
Yeah, it is. Well, and they didn't consult with any psychic mediums or anyone who's done, I'm assuming, with anybody who's done investigations in the past that I know of.
To me, it kind of just sounds like, okay, they know they got a haunted location and let's try to make a little money off it. and have these tours in there without doing the due diligence of the research of what has happened and transpired there.
Do you know that, Darrin?
I mean, I could be wrong.
I think they're just putting it together as a living history, and it's the Klondike, and it's open.
Yeah.
And they're able to use it.
Yeah.
But I think that's also probably why they asked us to come in.
Yeah.
Which
we haven't mentioned.
And kind of go with.
Yeah. Why don't you?
Yeah,
mention
we haven't
now?
mentioned it yet.
Yeah, go ahead and mention it now.
Sorry, Deadpool and Spider-Man have just entered the building.
Oh, nice. Well, tell them we said hi.
I'm doing my show. The show says hi right now. Yeah, I'm doing the show right now. So if you guys want to give me some votes while I'm doing the show, all right.
Campaigning while doing the show.
That's right. You go. Hey,
campaigning while doing the show.
If you need to go, we understand. We can take it from here if you need us to.
Oh, I got a little bit longer.
All right.
So no, our involvement in the entire Klondike show is they want us in the dining room, and then they want some of us in the basement. And they're going to do the living history, which is going to be scripted, and then we're going to be the investigation portion and letting everyone know what we find with all the equipment.
We're having a hard time hearing you. There's so many people talking in the background that we can't hear you.
They're requesting us to come in.
And for our part being there, we're more like a consultant in a sense, and not really doing the investigation on those nights. It's more like
we are.
It's more of a consultation if they're doing the live.
Yeah, they're doing more of a theatrical thing, and then if anything happens,
they'll consult
spiritually.
Yeah, they'll ask us about it.
Yeah, then they'll kind of turn it over to us.
Kind of like a consultation.
Yeah. And what I like about that is Darrin specifically said we do not do anything scripted.
Exactly.
We are paranormal investigators. We don't fake anything. And, I admire him for stepping up and saying that because we don't.
Right. If nothing happens, we're not going to say, oh, yeah, there's something there. And nothing happened, or vice versa, Yeah.
And the cool thing is that when I had the fundraiser in 2017, you guys were there.
Absolutely.
And so that's cool because, last night was the first time the three of us, me, Darrin, and Kayla, had stepped into that building since 2017. And so, at least me. Darrin, you were there to meet with the owner previously, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, that was the first time, and the spirit activity was overwhelming. In fact, Darrin and I were able to connect with a couple of spirits. One in particular was a child, a little boy, and so I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put that in people's heads, and so I'd rather them be able to connect when they come. So anyway,
it'd be interesting because the couple times I've been there, I don't think I've been down in the basement yet.
Really? You didn't go when we had the fundraiser?
I think
we all rotated and did all floors.
I remember just going upstairs.
Yeah, I remember you and I had an experience up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've done the basement part.
Well, and then Summer, your daughter, she had an experience with a child.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if it's the same boy. Because there's a boy and a girl.
Yeah, because I think she said it was a young boy.
It might have been the same one that we connected with last night. So.
I could check with Summer, see if she remembers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So are you being bombarded over there, Mr. Black?
Yeah, I'm starting to get bombarded. The evening, I guess the late evening, afternoon rush is coming in.
Ah, that's a good thing.
I guess this is me reporting live from Spirit of Halloween Town in beautiful downtown St. Helens, and I'm going to kick the show back over to you guys, and I'm going to get out of here. And apparently, Giggles, the clown, has 200 points, and then apparently I've moved up a little bit. So
awesome,
good.
Well,
we got to get some votes going.
Well, keep campaigning, and we miss you in the studio, but we're glad you're there. And just have a great time for us, and give your wife a hug, and just have fun.
Go for it.
All right, we will.
All right, brother.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Yep. Thanks for calling in. Talk to you later. Bye. How cool is that, man?
Right?
I know.
That last minute surge of people coming in. Hopefully he'll. I don't think he'll beat Giggles.
You
Because
know,
I heard last year she just barely looked. She almost
barely
won
lost.
Yeah, barely
Yeah.
lost, and she's
And you know who's the mayor right now?
no.
The lady that did his tattoo artist. Yeah, she's got a shop right downtown St. Helens. So what I have figured is the person that's going to win is the person that's like totally involved
Free
in a
tattoo.
lot of stuff. Yeah, right. Is the people that are really involved in that community, and Darrin is involved in that community, and so
he's got family.
he's just got to get himself out there a little bit more. But his family, is well known. The Scholl family is well known out there.
He's got relatives that work at the city hall or whatnot there.
Yeah, his sister-in-law does. And his brother is in the community out there.
That whole kind of core down there. One, if it's not the Klondike, it's City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple other buildings, I'm sure. There. I just know those right offhand that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. And, here we had been talking about getting back into the Klondike, and it had been, it was on the market to be sold for a long time. And we just couldn't figure out how are we going to get into this place. And then all of a sudden he said, guess what?
It's been sold.
It's been sold. And then they actually reached out to him.
I mean, when he said that it was sold, all I said at that point was, yes, finally.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Because I knew we were going at that point we were going to get back in there.
Yeah.
Because of all the hard work that Darrin does.
Yeah.
To try and get in there again, and the stuff that he does in that community area.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I did a check-in at the Klondike, and at first I couldn't find it. When you do the Facebook check-in.
Right.
So at first I couldn't find it, and then I found it. But and I posted that, and then Ronnie, who's the former owner, and Dave, she chimed in and commented on my post, and she said, I think that's the old Klondike that Ronnie and Dave owned, even though that was her. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It is. So out of respect for them, I took that check-in off, and I didn't do a check-in. And so I just wrote Klondike in there because they haven't done a new one yet, because this was the soft opening. They're not done yet, because they're going to, and that's the cool thing. You had mentioned the piano player and stuff. They were actually dressed, everyone that works there, including the owner, and the piano player, they were dressed in like turn of the century type of outfits.
Right.
I don't want to call them costumes, but they were outfits. And bartenders, everybody. And it was just so cool. Walking in there was like walking back in time. And hearing that music, I'll have to let you listen to it.
And that's what I love to do, is go into a place like that.
Yeah.
And experience that vibe, so to speak.
Absolutely.
The old time music, the activity going on in there.
Yeah. And that's what the owner was telling us. His name is Holcomb. And he knew Darrin and Caleb right off the bat. Knew Darrin. Because he came outside and he's like, Darrin. And I was like, wow, this is so cool, And we asked about filming and said, we were just going to film the outside. And he said, well, I have, people inside, but, customers, but feel free if you want, just be discreet. I'm like, seriously? This couldn't be any better. We're going to go in and eat at the Klondike. We didn't expect to do this. And so it's...
if you would have known you were going in to eat, and I know you guys were there to shoot some beef footage and whatnot, wouldn't it have been cool to have some equipment with you to go in?
And that's the thing, is that I thought about bringing my equipment, and then I thought at the last minute, I thought, no, I'm not bringing that. I'm just going to bring my camera. And I brought 2 cameras and a bunch of gear, but I didn't bring anything else. And so I asked Darrin.
While you're sitting there eating inside, you could have had maybe an audio recorder just sitting there.
Yeah. I almost brought it, James. Almost brought some audio recorders.
I'm thinking that already.
I'm doing that from now on. I am never leaving home to go to any place like that without, they say American Express, never leave home without it. I'm never, paranormal investigator, okay? Never leave home without your equipment.
Right.
At least a few things,
Absolutely.
K2 and audio and digital. I mean, come on.
I know.
This is ridiculous.
It's like for me, I have an audio recorder in my truck. So
see, you're smart. See, I need to do this. And I have so many of them. I mean, just what is leaving one in the vehicle or my backpack or my bag or something, So
man,
I know,
but
you know
opportunity.
What? Yeah, he has an Ovilus type of app on his phone, and it was going nuts. It
Yeah.
really, and it was relevant to what was happening or what had happened at the Klondike. So it was
Yeah,
actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta find out what those apps again are from him, because I know a while back he gave me some of the apps that he uses that were more legit than just the fun and game type ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Wendy, who was here, what was it, last week? She actually had some apps. She and I both did. I don't have it on this phone, and it actually worked pretty good. It's kind of like an Ovilus, and I was like, "What? Seriously? How does that work?" I still can't. I still not sure if I believe it. I don't know. Those are just, I don't know. I have a hard time with apps on your phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just strange to me.
It to me just doesn't seem right. I mean, too much, I'd say, interference from.
I just don't understand how it works through a phone.
Yeah.
A phone. I text and talk to people. I don't know. I mean, really? An app for that?
You know what I should do when we go over there? Bring the SLS.
You have to. You're going to. I'm going to bug you like every minute of every day until we go. SLS.
Well, I better get that thing charged.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since I got it, I've not used it yet.
Really?
No.
Oh,
I've
here's the
just
other
tested
thing.
it at the house. That's it. And I actually got something while I tested it.
Oh, you got to tell me about that later.
No, I thought I did.
No?
Oh.
At the house recently?
No, not recently.
Oh.
No, when I first got it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like recently, since we've had recent conversations.
No,
I'd be
should,
scared
though,
if I were you. So
yeah, with everything I've been telling
especially
you, what's been
with
going.
Addie and
yeah, my dog,
Pisces, and
yeah.
So so when we're at the Klondike, I had been charging these brand new cameras, never even used them, brand new, ordered them off Amazon. Absolutely love these cameras with night vision, the whole bit, right? And I'd been charging them for 2 hours, right? An hour at home, and then an hour driving out to St. Helens. Because of course, got to wait till the last minute to drive out there during traffic, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I have to. It's just ridiculous.
Takes you 40 minutes just to get out of town.
Yeah, I know. So it just I can't even get to the I can get to the studio on time, at least. Thank God.
That's good,
right? But anyway, so I get out there 2 hours, and then I get into the Klondike setup. I have no bars, none on the camera. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I have SD cards, so in both cameras, perfectly fine. Then I pull out the next camera, same thing, no bars. But you have got to be kidding me. I've been charging these for 2 hours, 2 hours. And rapid chargers at home, right? And the one in the van, same thing. It's a rapid charger thing. So I thought, oh my gosh. So I talked to the spirits, because Darren's like, well, yeah, you're at the Klondike. They're draining the batteries.
I was gonna say,
which always happens anyways. Normally, wherever we go, not all the time. So luckily, I thought ahead. Of course, I can't bring any, paranormal equipment, but I brought a portable charger with me. But anyways, nevertheless, I said, all right, spirits, please let me have some battery back. So I turned off the camera, turned it back on. I had 2 bars. I'm like, wow, thank you. I mean, seriously. And you can even hear me on camera say that. Wow, look at that. I got 2 bars. Look at that. Look. Anyways, it's just insane. It's just funny how they pick and choose,
right?
And then
it's been so long.
All right, we're going to give you some back. Here's some energy back in your battery. Brand new battery, by the way. Anyway.
Well, it's been so long since they've had anyone there, and they've just all juiced up,
right? I know,
and figure, well, all right, we'll give you a little bit back. Kind of, we'll give you a little sneak peek,
right?
Yeah.
Well, and there's so many haunted locations in St. Helens that I want to go to. One is they actually have a haunted house there right now. It's where I say haunted house. It's an attraction. So during the Halloween Town stuff, you can purchase a ticket, go in.
Oh, it's
Did you see it?
It's the building with the haunted house in it.
Yes,
right there in the corner.
Yeah. And above, I think it was the Masonic building. And so I've actually been there and did an investigation with Darrin and with DBK. His team. This was a couple of years ago, I believe. Had to have been at least two years ago, maybe 3. I think it was 2. And my wife, Christina, we were both there, and it was crazy. I mean, people would come, and I'm not sure if people paid to get in. But yeah, they had opened the building. The guy who owns it, Byron, or rented it or owns it. I'm not sure, but anyways, but yeah, it was crazy activity there. I wanted to go upstairs. I'd never been upstairs, which is where the Masonic portion
Right.
is, and so that's also open for I think for the haunted house.
Yeah, I think you're right because when we were leaving today, we were seeing a bunch of people coming out the back stairwell from the
Oh,
second floor.
okay.
So you're coming in through the front, going upstairs, and then going out.
Yeah, we
That would make sense.
Yeah, we helped lead the investigations with Darrin and his group that year, and so that was pretty cool. And then I think the theater. I'm not sure the name of the
Yeah,
theater,
I don't.
but that's supposed to be. I mean, you probably every building on the
I would
downtown is
maybe
probably
down in
haunted.
that historical
Yeah.
downtown area. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, the river runs right there, and that's a
Right.
conduit.
Well, yeah, and along with the Klondike, didn't they say, if memory serves me correct, some kind of Shanghaiing was going on?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
It's a port town.
right,
And so, St. Helens, Portland, obviously,
obviously important.
and all along the river, I mean, it was happening.
Mhm.
And so all the way down to San Francisco. And so, yeah, it was bad. A lot of bad stuff, a lot of deaths. And anytime that there's traumatic deaths, not any time, but there oftentimes when there's traumatic deaths, there's going to be some sort of hauntings. And so
Right.
that whole downtown area, don't get me wrong, it's a great area, but there's a lot of spirit activity out there. And so, but yeah, the Klondike, Holcomb wants to preserve what the Klondike and bring back what the Klondike was and not turn it into something that it wasn't. So it's going to be a hotel again upstairs, which is freaking awesome. I can't wait to stay there.
I was gonna say when
Can you
they finally
imagine?
get that done, I want to stay up there because it'd be
Yeah.
kind of like a Stanley's.
I know. I'm jealous. Quit it.
The kids playing ball in the
Right?
corridors.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then we also, well, yeah, it's kind of like a McMinimans. They're turning all those
Right.
places into something like that, but
Yeah.
this is privately owned.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think we're going to probably take a break here. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about St. Helens and a little bit more of the hauntings in that area. So stay tuned. Paranormal Crossings, Into the Unknown.
Into the light.
Into the light.
back to Paranormal Crossings.
Sorry,
Into
the
Light.
spirits were messing with things. Sorry.
Hey,
They knew we were talking
Perfect,
about
perfect.
them. God damn it.
That's right.
perfect. Yes, as we continue our discussion on St. Helens and the haunted locations there in and around.
Someone's got their volume up.
Yep, that was me. Of course.
Turn that
It's spirit activity, I'm telling you.
right.
And it's not into the unknown, it's into the light. I have to correct
yes.
myself.
See, too
That's
many,
our old show.
too many Paranormal Crossing shows
You know,
that blend together.
I battled with myself. Do I really want to resurrect Paranormal Crossings or do something different? And
Into Light
it's-
fits.
I like Into the Light.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially with the COVID.
Yeah, and then we have our co-host Darrin, who's a demon. Mr. Black.
Mr.
I asked
Black.
him last night. I'd never asked him before, and I said, "Okay, on camera, we're doing Facebook Live. Here, I'm a minister, right? And
You're interviewing a demon.
and well, he actually wasn't in character, but
No.
I said, so tell me about Mr. Black. What is your character, Mr. Black? Oh, I'm a demon. I'm like, well, fantastic. All right. I should have pulled out my cross while I'm wearing it now. And back, you demon. No, anyways, I know his heart. So he's a character.
Right.
Anyway. So, so we were talking about St. Helens, and there is, and I hate bringing it up like this, but there's a tree that we were going to go to. But by that point, we'd been walking around. And honestly, because I've dropped so much weight, I was freezing. And Darrin's poor wife, Kayla, she was freezing. So we didn't really think ahead. And sun had gone down and it was a little chilly. And so we didn't want to walk any further. But there was a tree where there was someone who hung themselves.
Right.
And so they say that they see apparitions of people hanging and stuff like that. And so we were going to go down there and I wanted to take some video with the night vision. And
I think I've heard a story too about that years ago, but I can't remember where this location's at. Is it far from the courtyard there?
It's actually further down from the Klondike. I'm trying to think. South.
South. Okay.
Yeah, so it'd be south of the Klondike. If you're walking to the Klondike from the downtown area or the courtyard or where Halloween Town is, yeah, you just keep passing all the way down to the end from what they told me.
Oh, that's kind of like, okay. Yeah.
And so I've never been past the Klondike before, so I'm curious to see where that is. And I did want to go as a paranormal investigator, curiosity.
Yeah.
Not trying to be morbid because I don't want to play on anyone's tragic death, obviously.
No.
But, if we could capture some sort of activity, and maybe even speak to the spirit, maybe help. I don't know, help somehow, I don't know. That may, obviously when I first started, I wanted to, it was out of curiosity. Now I want to help. That's bottom line what I want to do. So if I can. So anyway.
I'm working that way right now. It's still a little curiosity, but I do want to help. Don't get me wrong. I do want to help, but it's curiosity.
Hence Guardian Angel Paranormal Society, right?
Yeah,
so, which I love that name. It's an awesome name.
It took me a while.
Yeah. Did you come up with it or Heidi or both?
It basically was me kind of thinking up some names and running it by Heidi, and and then I wanted to see if the name was actually taken as well. Because I didn't want to cross it with another name, and so I kind of blended it in, because in a way I was kind of like in White Light Paranormal Insights name and stuff like that. I was kind of going for a little, the light and something, release some sort of like a free spirit kind of thing.
I like that idea.
So I eventually settled on Guardian Angel Paranormal Society, and then of course excuse me, the logo that logo went through a few changes, trust me.
I can imagine. Well, Tristan did a great job. How'd you end up getting Tristan to, I know we're way off topic.
We are.
But how'd you get Tristan to?
He was doing Heidi's website for a business.
Oh,
and so,
okay.
So he did it for me. We got a good deal on it and whatnot.
Nice.
And but I had two different logos. I like for the angel part. I like the wings on one, not on the other. and I like the face on one and not the other, kind of a thing, you know. And I'm like,
So it's a Franken angel.
yeah. So let's kind of blend it. I originally had, the angel wings, the hooded figure, but I didn't have a face like what's on there now.
Right.
I just had those little spooky eyes.
Right.
And at first, he's like, that just doesn't go with Guardian Angel. I'm like, you're right. Let's bring it more personable and human,
right,
so to speak. So overall, talking with Tristan, we came up with what we got now.
I like it. The guy. Well, and when
it's really just a pain in the butt to try to get any logo merch done with it if I want to do.
Yeah, because I know you're not happy with the hats, but honestly, I like it. I like it. I don't think it's bad at all.
Well, embroidery, it's different.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
It's a very difficult design. Is
well, so many different colors, and it's intricate, and so it's not easy. No. When I first came up with Northwest Paranormal Investigative Team, there was already a Northwest Paranormal. And so that's why I added the investigative team. And so, and then when the website, because that was back in 98. And then I wanted the website, and somebody else had .com, nwparanormal.com. And so I tried to get it from him, and he's in Arizona. I'm like, how is that Northwest Paranormal in Arizona? I'm like, seriously, dude? And he like, anyways, went back and forth with him. And so obviously I didn't win. So I have .net. I'm like, I don't want .net. I want .com.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's done and over with. And I've had it for years and years and years and years and forever.
Yeah. And Steven helped me with the webpage on that. Yeah. And again, though, Guardian Angel 2, thinking about it, was there was a Guardian Angel Paranormal Society back east.
Oh, really?
But they've been defunct for a while.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, well, they're defunct now. They're no longer around. It's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so changing it up, and
why not
put it on the West Coast?
I'm just looking forward to, I'm really looking forward to going to the Klondike and doing the last 2 weekends.
Get back over
us together again, being able to investigate and at the Klondike of all places. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, there's a few bucket list places. Klondike is always going to be there. It's always going to be one I'd love to continue to constantly go to.
I put all the pictures and all the videos on Google Drive. And so I'm going to I'll give you access again so you can go over all that again.
I already have access.
I'm sure you do. I'll just have to resend it again so you can be reminded.
Right.
And Darrin too. And I want to send the current owner pictures and stuff like that. So just so he could see. Yeah. But he was telling us stories last night. One of his partner was painting, and a spirit tickled his foot, scared the crap out of him so bad he dropped a can
tickled his foot. Apparently, did he not have shoes on?
That's what my wife said. Well, was he doing it barefoot? I don't know. I didn't ask. I don't know. He was standing at our table telling us.
Unless maybe the ankle, right above the shoe line, but.
I don't know.
Maybe he had an itch and thought it was a tickle.
Maybe. So speaking of the Klondike, we do have some pictures that we're going to pop up. The first one, let's do the piano player. And
I've got to see this.
It's just the back of him playing this piano,
that's fine.
And it's like 100-year-old piano that Holcomb, the owner, purchased. And what he said he still has.
I got the picture there. It's kind of a sliver picture. I apologize.
Okay, that's all right.
But there it is. It should be there.
It's in and out.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and
nice.
Unfortunately, I don't have this gentleman's name, but he was fantastic. I have to ask Holcomb what his name was, but he was fantastic. So he's restored everything but the very bottom portion of this piano, which I don't know what that meant, but anyways. It sounded so amazing, and we can't blow that up. But
I wish I could do that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. The sheet music is from turn of the century or and even older. But it was like walking back in time. I kid you not. And look how he's dressed. I mean, how cool is that? With the derby hat and or whatever they call that. And so, that
almost kind of reminds me of the 20s, 30s
kind
of a vibe.
and they even dressed like that at the turn of the century too. And then the bartender, the lady that took our order, she had this, this older dress on, and then some of the other guys kind of had the same type of vibe, type of outfits or costumes, whatever you want to call it, including the owners. So, and then there's another picture of inside the Klondike. Justin, I'm not sure how to describe it other than inside.
I think it's the one with the absinthe sign.
Yes, that's
okay,
it.
that one's up.
Okay. Yeah, it's
it just
delayed
takes a
for
second.
us.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. You're fired. Yep, that's it. So
There it is.
I just had to take a picture of that because it's beautiful. Look at that. I mean, that is just, I
That
just
is
love that.
just
And
fabulous.
I'll get you to send me bigger pictures next time.
Yes, I will.
That's
And they were giving
perfect.
away free absinthe. No, I'm just kidding.
Free, huh?
Free absinthe on the way out. No, I just had to take a picture of that. It's just very cool. And the bar, I didn't take a picture of the bar because there were constantly people there.
Yeah.
And then I did take some pictures of the outside of the Klondike. I did with night vision, and then I did in regular color because they have these like sconces hanging all along the side of the Klondike, and they have the bulbs that look like flames.
Right.
And so a picture doesn't do it justice. I really should have done video of it, and I didn't. I just did pictures.
Maybe get back down there at night and do it again.
Yeah, I'll get right down there.
Yeah, right.
Let me just drive down another hour.
We got Darrin down there.
Yeah, have Darrin do that and
See?
send it in. Hey, that's
Yeah.
right. Actually, yeah, we do need to have him do that, actually. So that's not a bad idea. But yeah, well, I don't want to do a month-long show about the Klondike.
No.
Actually, we're going to be down there the last 2 weekends
So
of the month. So,
basically-
and our last show of this month, we're going to do live from the Klondike, which is Saturday the 30th. So we will not be in the studio. We're going to actually do it live from the Klondike.
Are we? Is this the episode where you're going to force me to dress up?
Yes, we are going to dress up from. Here's my idea. This
It
is
ain't
all right,
happening, buddy. I'm telling you.
dude. Check it out. Listen, let's not. Okay, we don't have to be like Spider-Man or anything like that or Batman. I'm thinking like, like old time type of costumes. Like turn of the century type stuff, or you know what I mean? Just something cool. I'm serious. I don't mean makeup and a mask. I'm talking like just something from that time period, from when the Klondike was, booming. Yeah, and then we'll make you a trigger object.
That's what I'm afraid of. Thanks.
Put you in a dress or no? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But no,
man.
I'm just thinking.
If you're seriously going to force me into this, I better start looking into it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm serious. Did you see that one when I was a tour guide at the Shanghai tunnels? Well, okay, so one year I was a priest.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and there's pictures. And actually, because we started at Hobo's, which was a restaurant bar.
Yep.
I stood behind the bar with booze all behind me, and so I had my picture taken as a priest. Right. And here I am a minister anyway. But anyways, the collar and everything with all the booze behind me. It's just a funny picture. But then I also had a costume that I had borrowed from someone that was, time period from the 1800s, which I do have pictures of also. And I love that. I love that style with the top hat, the whole bit. And so that's what I'm going to do. So for the last one of the month, the last show of October, just before Halloween, the day before Halloween, we got to dress up. So Darrin's already got his Mr. Black.
He's
So,
Mr. Black, yeah.
So something similar to that, but I don't know.
We'll
Buy
see.
it, rent it, whatever.
We'll
I just
see.
want to do something really cool for the last show.
We'll see.
Well, now we'll see. If you come dressed like that, I'm gonna be pissed off. Serious.
I thought
I'm gonna talk to your wife. Yep, you're gonna be in trouble. All right, so we're gonna take another break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about your Wonder Woman costume. You're gonna dress up as for the last show of the month of October. All right, it's Halloween month. We'll be right back with Paranormal Crossings Into the Light. the light. We've been discussing.
It helps if I turn on your microphone.
Welcome back to Paranormal Crossings Into the Light. I know, more technical.
I just wanted to make you feel like Andrew was working today.
right.
Oh.
Andrew, if you're
Andrew,
listening,
burn.
we're just
This is great.
I know. He's got a fever now. No, you're doing great, Justin. You ought to work here.
Yeah, I know. I should ask for a job.
Yeah, I know. We've been talking about, man, the Klondike. We're just giving free advertisement. Show. I know. No, it's just we're excited. And the month of October. So I haven't been this excited about the month of October and Halloween. And I mean, I don't even think we didn't even have our show Paranormal Crossings Into the Unknown in October. Because we didn't let it run that long. Yeah. There's always been something that's happened, and we just quit doing it.
Yeah, I think we only had like 6 or 8 episodes total.
I mean, I had the original Paranormal Crossings television show, and I did have I did that for years, and I had Halloween specials and had full on guests and live studio audience and all that stuff. But as far as podcast and video podcast, this is the first video podcast that you and I have done.
Absolutely.
So no, this is great. So I'm excited. And then to have our buddy Darrin downtown St. Helens
calling in and
which is cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for him. And so anyways, looking forward to getting back into paranormal investigating. And I got to do a shout out to a very close friend of mine, Christina George. She's out of California. She was in the hospital for 2.5 weeks with COVID. She finally got released to go home. She is COVID free, thank God.
Good for her.
And so she's a well-known paranormal investigator, has her own podcast, and she's been on Paranormal Crossings, and she's going to be a guest on our show soon. So I look forward to talking to her. We were waiting until she got out of the hospital, though. I said,
right. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, she said, well, I could do it while I'm in the hospital. Or
that's when you need to be worried about yourself. Take care of yourself.
Exactly. She's and in all honesty,
secondary.
Exactly. And I said, well, you want to wait till you get home? She said, well, maybe I should. And that way I can put on some makeup. And so I'm thinking more of the lines of, why don't you wait till you feel better? Because we were hospital buddies for a while. Because when I was in the hospital, I had sent her pictures of me in my hospital bed with my, my IV running out of my hand. And she sent one of her, and we're just like, oh God, I'm so sick. And so I'm just blessed that I got to go home and that she's finally home. So now she's home with her grandkids and her mom and her family. And so I'm just happy. So I had to do a shout out for her. So anyway.
Yeah, the Klondike. I know you have a couple more pictures.
Yes. So we have a color picture of the Klondike of the outside, and that's the one I was telling you about. That this really doesn't do it justice, other than it shows the.
Is that the right one? I want to make sure we got that.
Let me see, because we're delayed on the screen. I'll have to tell you. If it's color and it shows the left side, no, but let's look at that one anyways.
Okay.
So the tent that you see, that's just beyond Eat at George's. And George is the one that provides the food for the Klondike right now, just for the weekends for the month of October. And so you can either eat outside or you can eat inside the Klondike. You can order at the bar, you can order outside, either one. Anyway, those windows, that's where the hotel used to be and is going to be. And those are the rooms that we investigated.
And so they got some lights up in there just for the Halloween?
Just for the month of October, yes. So Holcomb put those lights and they flash different colors and stuff like that.
I'm looking at that far right one, the blue.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know if they just got stuff in the way.
They do.
Or what. It's something just not right in that room.
Let's see if this other one's the correct one.
Believe it or not being in there for a couple of years, I believe that's the room you and I had the experience in.
It was one of those top.
But
I don't know if it's that one or the one across the hall.
Because
and that is like a scarecrow type of thing, the bottom left. That's just a closer up of that top one. That's not the picture that I was referring to. There should be another one.
I'm looking. The other one's black and white.
Huh. Maybe I didn't send the right one. That's okay.
We
We
only
can.
have those two, and then a black and white one.
Okay. Well, that's my fault.
And maybe I'm not sure what this one is. It's not rendering, so maybe
Huh.
we'll try that one. See if it renders
that's
right,
the
then
one.
we'll just throw it up there.
See, the spirits just don't want us to look at that.
Yeah.
They don't want you to see
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Try one
still,
more time.
even that again, that far right window, just
See, now it's red. See, it
Yeah.
was blue, but now
Yeah.
it's red.
That's a trip.
Yeah. And that's because those lights that he has up there change
looks like
colors constantly.
those two windows. It's like,
The other one I have is of a car.
Oh, yeah, that's the taxi that they have
yeah,
downtown,
Bernie.
Halloween
This
town.
black and white one I have, it just has the Klondike out front. It doesn't have.
Huh. Yeah, let's show one of the and that's the night vision that I had switched to, because I switched between night vision and just okay, so now you can see the side view.
Dude, this is a great picture.
Yeah. And so you can see, okay, there's two sets of lights. There's the top set, and then there's the bottom set. The bottom set are color. The top set are the ones with the flame.
Mhm.
It looks like a torch.
Yeah, you can see it like that third upper light from the right there. It looks like it's got like a flame.
Yeah.
Like a little, or flipping somebody off.
I guess unfortunately I just didn't send the one that I could have sworn I sent the color
No, but
one.
I mean, still.
But anyway,
this is a great picture of the Klondike and those the lighting fixtures.
Yeah, I mean, this building is just amazing in the history.
Yeah.
He is going to take us up soon and show us around with all the lights and stuff. But he's got cords and stuff laying around, and like he said, it's very dangerous. Well, we've been there before.
You had this one too. It's
okay.
The pumpkin head. Another small picture.
Pumpkin head.
Yeah, it's got like the pumpkin guy.
I'll have to see what you're talking
Hey.
about. Oh yeah. That's at the courtyard at Halloween Town. Well, you saw that today, didn't you? When you went down there, did you look at that? That's near Darrin's booth, actually.
Oh, I probably did. I know Heidi took pictures with Luke in front of it.
Oh,
and
geez.
Josh.
Yeah.
So actually, she sent me pictures of that stuff. So
nice.
And then
personally didn't see it.
Another. That's all I had. Sorry.
Huh? That's all right. Oh yeah,
Hey.
Jack Skellington. There you go.
Yep.
That's my bud. I had gone with my kids years and years and years ago to Disneyland during the month of October, and they decorate the entire park with Jack Skellington and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And so, and I'm a huge Jack Skellington fan, and so I've got
I'm
mugs.
I'm not a fan of the movie.
Really, a lot of people say that. They're like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's not that you have to get it. It's just you have to kind of revert to a kid again, I guess. And that's kind of what it did for me.
Yeah.
It's not like it's my favorite movie of all time or anything. It's just, and then when you go to the park, it's just like, man, it's just, I feel like a kid again, Yeah. I didn't go to Disneyland until I was an adult. And so I was just like, wow, and just,
I mean, that's the same with me. I didn't. I was in a couple of years after I met Heidi. I finally went to Disneyland.
Wow. Yeah.
And been to Disneyland twice in 1 year.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we took her kids, and then we had to take my two.
Well, yeah.
Did a separate trip. So yeah.
Yeah. I think the first time I went was 2002. And then 3, and then 4, and then 5.
Every year since?
Literally, yeah. We went several years in a row, and then finally went in October with the kids. And then we spent so much time in the hotel putting makeup on the kids and putting them in costume and stuff. And then we get there, and they said, no, you can't do that because people will think that that the kids are part of, the park, the attraction and stuff. And I mean, it was ridiculous, but yet, once we had to take the makeup off the kids, we get in the park, and then there's other kids walking around with makeup on that weren't part of the park or attractions. I was so irritated. I took pictures, and I made a stink. But nevertheless, so way off topic. But anyways, but having to do with Jack Skellington and Halloween Town.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I'm looking for. I want to take the grandkids. You mentioned Luke, which is your grandson,
yes,
and he's how old? 2?
He's 2.
Yeah. Our grandson is 14 months, and our granddaughter's 5. She's getting ready to turn 6. Yeah. So I'd love to take them out there and just have fun. Yeah, she's more into the spooky stuff. He's going to be more into the just screaming at everything and excitement, right? And so,
Yeah, well, it wasn't too bad. I mean,
did you pay to do anything, or did you just walk
no, we
around?
just walked in.
See, and
Yeah.
that's the cool thing. You don't have to pay. You can
No.
just walk around.
It's like 30, $35 if you want to do whatever the attractions are that you need to pay for. But you can go straight down in there, visit, see all the displays. I mean, they've got vendor booths, food vendors, everything. It's just the extra attractions like the haunted house, and I think there's like a walking uh, um what is it, walking tour kind of thing, like
Is
a
it
walking history
tour? Oh, okay.
kind of like a thing. You
Really?
have to earbuds, and you go from one set to another area and learn.
You bring your own earbuds?
Or you can purchase a couple earbuds for a couple bucks, they were saying.
Nice.
But it's going from one area to another, probably just to hear about if it's one of their props or whatever, or that whatever that area is. I don't know, because we tried to get tickets, but yeah, they were either all sold out or they just weren't selling them at the time. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
So,
and are the vendors all in that town square area where Darrin was, or
no,
is?
most of the vendors are down in the parking area down by the waterfront.
Okay.
Off to the right as you're looking down the courtyard to the big city hall.
Yeah,
they're off to the right
Just
there.
Okay.
Down in that where the public restroom building is.
Yeah, I know.
So
where
all
that
the
is.
vendors, the food vendors, some were down. I want to say on the beachy side. There's
Okay.
some tents and stuff down there.
Interesting.
But yeah,
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, so that's where all the vendors and things like that. I mean, pretty much the courtyard just had one or two food, and then obviously the candidates for mayor for Holytown.
And that's only running till 4 o'clock
Till
today.
4 o'clock.
And so, well, good luck to all the candidates running for mayor today.
Mm-hmm.
And so, including
our
buddy
Mr.
Darrin.
Black.
Yes, Mr. Black, aka Mr. Black. And so, and then if you want to find out more about the Spirit of Halloween Town in St. Helens, you can just go. I don't know the exact address, but just type in Spirit of Halloween Town, St. Helens, Oregon, and then you'll go right to it. And there's a full schedule. It'll tell you exactly how much the tickets are. How to get there, the times that it's running, but it is from well, we're past September now, but it said September 18th through October 31st, which is pretty cool that they're doing it that long. I mean, how cool is that? How many towns are doing something like this the entire month?
Yeah, I don't know of any really.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that. And then I read that one of the people from the, what was it, Twilight movie is going to be down there. I don't know if she's there already today.
I don't know, but when we were walking in, when we got there, we actually walked by a gift shop that actually had a sign out front said actual film location for Twilight.
Wow.
I was like, I heard somebody say Twilight was filmed down here, but I didn't know where.
Yeah, I had mentioned it to you, and you said, "What? Really?"
Yeah, okay, yeah. But I didn't know where exactly, and then I saw that sign. Wanted to go in, but didn't have time to go in there.
There's a place called Carver Cafe out in Carver, and so they filmed there as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, have you been there?
Dude, I love their food.
So you've been to Carver Cafe?
Oh yeah.
So you didn't know that they filmed it there too?
No.
Yeah, there's a scene that they filmed inside that restaurant there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, they have Twilight like action figures, or I don't want to say dolls, but action figures there. Yeah, talk to them about it. They'll tell you. Yeah. The owner, I think she still probably works there and cooks and all that, but it's one of the girls, their grandma is the one that owns it, I think.
It's the Carver Cafe?
Yeah, it's Carver Cafe.
Oh.
Yeah, not the Hangar.
Oh,
the Hangar is good.
No, sorry, I have not been to the cafe. I've been to the Hangar.
Okay, the Hangar is awesome too. Yeah. But no, just right across the street and down the road a little bit is the Carver Cafe. Go in there. That's the place. They're only open till like 3 in the afternoon. So it's not a dinner type place, just breakfast. Really good breakfast food. Oh my gosh. I haven't had their lunch. I've only had their breakfast. It's really, really good stuff. But anyways, great place. Yeah, check it out. But they filmed there. I mean, there's a million different locations, but in St. Helens also, obviously that gift shop. And there's a couple of other locations. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was that took me to different locations out that way. I don't recall, but there's a couple of other locations out there. Darrin might know.
Yeah,
So
with his connections, I'm
Yeah.
sure he does.
he's connected.
He is very
Yeah.
well connected.
Yeah.
He's deeply embedded.
He's deeply embedded in that area.
Yes.
So yeah. But anyways, so yeah, it'll be good to get back to investigating again. And
definitely miss it.
yeah. And so hopefully we can get permission from the owner to maybe not just talk about what we capture. I mean, obviously we can do that, but maybe even post some of the evidence on our show.
Yeah. Get their
video,
permission.
audio,
Yeah.
which would be nice. I mean, we are going to be with other people. So, if they sign a release, maybe we need to bring our own and talk to the owner about having people sign a release so that we're not liable, by posting, So, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I had to do that when I had the fundraiser. So
yeah.
that way I could post pictures and people are in it. Oh, well, you signed a release, so kind of thing. So
Yeah.
anyway.
That's a good point. I better make copies, just extra copies.
Yeah. So anyway. All right. So I think we only have a few minutes left. So anything else you want to talk about before we
this has been a really good show in my opinion. Next time we indulge a little more other areas of St. Helens and their history of hauntings and
Scappoose.
I don't know. I'll have to do some research into the Scappoose stuff.
Columbia County alone, we need to dive in a little further because, I've been in Portland for 30 plus years. And, next year, what I'd really like to do is take a trip around the U.S. I want to go back home, which is Memphis, Tennessee. And because I don't know of any haunted locations there because I moved here when I was 17 years old and I wasn't into the paranormal then other than I'd had experiences, but couldn't explain it. So
I would like to, I think, get back to Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
The bird cage in particular. Now that I'm more into the paranormal than when I first went into the bird cage.
Yeah.
Because I had caught stuff.
What was that like?
Dude.
Just that whole area.
It was fantastic. Obviously, they have Tombstone's got their, reenactments and stuff. The bird cage, you could still see all the bullet holes.
Wow. I heard about that.
And they have speakers and stuff up on the walls and stuff. None of them are connected. And now that I'm more into paranormal than what I was when I was there recording, this is when and I were on vacation. We took our driving vacation. The birdcage, no music was playing, no nothing. I got back home, watched the tape, listened to audio. In the audio, I heard Calliope type music playing.
Really?
Yeah. And I know for a fact, and Heidi confirmed it with me, there was no music at all playing in that building when we walked. We were sitting there. I was filming all the areas in the birdcage, looking at the display cases, everything, and came home, kind of like reviewing evidence.
Yeah.
I heard that Calliope music. I've never heard that kind of music ever before.
That's pretty cool. Do you still have it?
It's probably on one of my other old laptops, but I need to try and find it because that was
how
awesome.
Cool is that?
Yeah. Now the stuff that I know now compared to then, and that I can utilize.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, and how does somebody who's, I'm just talking about skeptics, how can they explain something like that?
Yeah.
It's like people saying double exposure, I mean, how do you explain something like that though?
Yeah.
In a well-known haunted location as old as that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's like giving me just the willies. So.
It is.
All right. Well,
And on to the next episode.
on to the next episode. Hopefully, we'll have our brother in here with us next Saturday. So,
well, I don't think he's
Yeah.
unfortunately going to win the mayoral race there. Unfortunately,
sounds like it's
he's
not very
giving it a good
close.
shot.
So, yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us for another episode of Paranormal Crossings
Into
the
the
light. Right. I'm Aaron Collins with my co-host and my brother, my friend James Mitchell.
Good
And
to see
we're
you,
missing Darrin Scholl, who's out in the field in St. Helens, running for mayor. We wish him good luck, and hopefully he's winning. But if not, it's all in fun and games.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all right. And thanks to Justin for coming in on a Saturday
Woohoo!
to help us out. And we wish you well, Mr. Andrew. We'll see you next time on Paranormal Crossings Into the Light. You have a good week. We'll see you next Saturday.
All right.
Be safe.
Be safe.